VOBIS, your tips. Daggy flying solo this morning for a weekend preview. After Beaver carrying me through the most of July, he's left me in a lurch with a Saturday show, but we've got some good racing to talk about this afternoon. Rosehill and Caulfield, the Bletchingly Stakes there, which is the occasional lead up to the PB Lawrence Stakes these days, which means spring isn't far away, so we'll get to that meeting soon. But we'll kick off at Rosehill Gardens, where the rail is in at the 7 metre mark all the way around, which I can't recall seeing too many times, at least not in recent memory, if at all, but not quite sure how it's going to play. So leave some thoughts in the comments below. Obviously, 6 metres can be fence-ish, whether we're out past that at 7, not sure. I've treated the rails as a place to be for the majority of my tips, so we'll see how that pans out. I do have Grant's tips with me as well for those that are hanging on his every number, but we're going to kick off in the first with a 1,300 metre midway, where I'm going to start the day with the last start winner, Diamond Diesel. I think lobs into a straight spot here, a great spot here on the fence, probably leaders back. Off a strong win on pace last time out. Does have to come back to Rosehill, but ran well last time here, actually behind Sweet Mercy. I think gets a great run. I think can start us off with Dylan Gibbons and a winner. From Sumo Star, who does find the lead and the fence, I think, or at least outside lead with Zorocat, is going well. And is a horse I think they'll have to get past. I know a lot of his form is on tighter tracks. But rail at Rosehill may well suit. As you can tell, I'm sort of against that Soami race, so going to take all that form on in the first. Beaver is with Diamond Diesel as well to start the day. The second is a 1,200 metre handicap for the 2-year-olds. And I am going to put on top Tarima off the nice debut win there at the Warwick Farm track. Was strong, was led strongly, found the rail, and was off and gone on the bend. I think it does similar here. I don't think there's lots of chases. I think if there is, it might be the blue colours again. They're starting to roll out their 2-year-olds in preparation for the 3-year-old season. And Inhibitions spent a lot of time in some pretty good stuff there, just nabbed by a Merlate last time in. Before that, there's form around, beat Vomo Island, and then got held up on that wet track behind Tom Kitten. But 2 good trials. Comes here, gets the rails run with Zach Lloyd, I think is the main danger. And perhaps Los Padres, the stablemate, can run over run well compared to its odds currently. 2 very quiet trials, resuming on a dry track should suit as well. Beaver is in agreement. Inhibitions can run well here, so he has the blue colours on top. The third is the Highway. I haven't had a lot of time to get stuck into Highway form, but he has number 7, Barandara, on top in the 1,500 metre Highway plate. The fourth is a 2,400 metre benchmark 78, where I am going to go with the Mar Eustace trained Wahine Toa. It resumed well enough over 2,000 metres, straight to 2,600 second up. Had to sit outside the lead there and was pretty brave. I think now third up, inside gate with Jay Collett. His happy area, I think, has to run well here. Gets a cosy run and has the 2,600 metre lead up in advantage to a lot of these. I think So United is the other one with that lead up form, and was stuck outside lead last time out. Gets control here. I think runs well again. And obviously, Man Behind the Money is flying. I like the fact that it was able to lead last time out, but just have a bit of a concern now. Up to 2,400 metres for the first time. Might need this if it's going to be a proper stayer, but might just be a good horse. Beaver has it on top. Man without the money for him. The fifth is the 1,200 metre benchmark 78, and Brudenell is clear on top for me here. Has come back in great order. People that follow the show know I've always had an opinion of this before it stepped out. Nice resumption win here. That form was franked, and then just missed by an Insurrection, who's flying. Finds control, and I don't know that there's too many chases here, especially given it's going to have a start on Main Danger in Guevara. I think this might be one of the better bets on the day, and Beaver agrees. He has it on top as well. The 6 is a 1,200 metre benchmark 78 for the girls, and this is one of the trickier races because I've found the running line horses here, and maybe that's a place to be, maybe we're all sweet. But I've ended up going with the flashing light on top, Acapella Sun. I think it's going really well this prep. Just got too far out of its ground last time. Before that was a nice win albeit in higher weight grade, but I think the horse is airborne. I think if we can run on here, she's going to run well from Principessa, who took the gap nicely last time there, gets D. Gibbons down in the weights and might just get the right run here from gate 3. And next best, Wave Rider Boy, obviously flying. Just wasn't sure where it quite got to. Maybe even pushes forward from that outside gate, but generally fine with these Waller ones. They can get well out of the ground, and not sure that is in its advantage here. Beaver is with number 12, which is Principessa. The quaddie kicks off 1,500 metre benchmark 72, where he's going to put on top Charlton Lane, who made a very nice debut in Australia, and I agree with him. I think the step up in distance suits. I think the additional fitness can only be in its favour, and they might have a nice horse on their hands, another lightly raced international, and it goes on top from, who did I have as the main dangers here? I think How Good Are You, who I know, albeit off a Hawkesbury win, might have some upside and might get an advantageous spot in running. Both of them come through the different form lines to Token Capitalist, who did the job for us last time. Just not sure where that all fits in. If you're looking for one for your exotics, or maybe even a good each-way chance, step aside. Now drawn back inside with Adam Hieronymus, can take up a spot here. Might end up even leaders back with Hippo. And at $12, will run better than what the last couple of starts might suggest it's going. The eighth race on the card, second leg of the quaddie, get that right, is the feature, the listed Winter Challenge over 1,500 metres, where they've gone and found this field. I don't quite know what to make of it. My notes where I'd hope for a bit of help here from Beaver, and he has number 15 on top. In fact, Samana. For the sake of the tip, I have it on top as well. I thought it might be too short, just starting to bounce back out now. The price. Or my only thoughts on a race where this might be a trick shot, and I thought I might look at throwing horses like Bazooka, Trevest, and Bonnie Ezra, who resumed pretty well, all into a quaddie. Might be the way to play this race for a bit of value later in the day. But Samana finds a top, decent resumption, might get control here, and will run well with D. Gibbons. It just feels a little bit odd it coming up favourite, but I couldn't point out who should be favourite, so we'll move on. Speaking of who should be favourite, we get to the 9th, and Omni-Man is absolutely flying. It, on the 7-day backup after doing job for us as both our best bets last week, gets control here, and two of the main chasers here in Ubiquitous and the Bopper have come out overnight, so I think this is a great backup option. I think it'll win again. Because Dragonstone couldn't get the job done up north. Zathus couldn't get the job done down south, where I had high hopes for them. I have the main danger, if there is one, as Sweet Ride. Not a bad resumption on that Caulfield track. Closing well, pushed right out in the track and hit the line nicely. Back to Sydney, and now potentially finding a spot either on Omni-Man's back or outside it. Could be the place to be. So main danger for me. We're going to wrap up with the Bowling Club Stakes, 1,300 metres, benchmark 88. And we've got Waller started to roll out some of his early spring chances, and I'm going to be with one of them, Kalino. Trials were fantastic this time in. He's able to take up a spot here. Last time in, ran really well fresh. Its first 2 runs back, and I think can give you a great side here at $9. This is a very good bet to finish the day. On top for me, Stablemate can run well here. Born a King. I know it's not traditionally the Waller play to have him up and going too early. Maybe where I'm 2 runs too early, but dry track suits, and its 30s goes in the quaddie. If Samana pops up here instead of the feature, it obviously goes in. I think Glint of Silver has trialled really well to come back and is a horse of some ability. Speaking of horses of ability, I've got to give you some quaddie numbers now for Sydney. In the first, we're going to go 2, Charlton Lane. 3, Step Aside, and 13, How Good Are You? Second leg, 2, Sabak, 4, Bonnie Ezra, 10, Resonator, 15, Samana, 16, Trevest, 17, Bazooka. Did I mention 4, Bonnie Ezra? I did. And the third leg, the July Sprint, we're going to go with 7, Sweet Ride, and 8, Omni-Man, and come home with 3, Born a King, 4, Kalino, 6, Glint of Silver, 13 Samana. Should it be here instead of in the other race? And that should have us covered. My best bet at Rosehill is race 4, number 4. I think the stayer gives us a nice ride at the $4 mark, Wahine Toa, and my value is wrapping up the card. Race 10, number 4, Kalino. We head down to Caulfield for the Bletchingly Stakes meeting. The rail moves out 6 metres. We've got a good track. I've been a little bit nervous. I know there's been rain affected, but Caulfield has fallen apart in the last 2 meetings we've been there since it's been back in action. So I'm a little bit nervous to see how it pans out, but I'm hoping dry track suits, rail going out, will be some of that, or some of the surface that's been worn a bit. So hopefully third up we get back to some better signs at Caulfield. We're kicking off with a 1,200 metre 2-year-old race, and this is very much a watch and learn race for me. I like the way Spirit of Narai hit the line last time. I'm actually chasing Spirit Chaser at Sandown, but there's I could make cases for lots of these. Even as a horse like Orion, the Hunter, might have some talent in his 20s, so good lead up to some of the features ahead, but no firm opinion in the first. The second is a 2,400 metre 3-year-old race, and again, no firm opinion from me. Not much help in the early part at Caulfield, but it does get better. I think the top 3 in the market all have the obvious chances and all run well. I can't really split them. Run a Race will probably win. If you're looking for one outside of them, maybe Daddy Frank back to a dry can improve at the double figures, but probably, again, won't be having a firm investment in that race. The third is a 2,400 metre VOBIS Gold Stayers race. For the sake of a tip, Rolls goes on top because it'll probably lead and is on the backup, but I hate this race. Don't have any real opinion. Farrago, main danger, and the market agrees, so we'll just move on. For the record in that race, though, Beavers with Rolls in the third. In the staying race, he's with number 3, Move for Lex, and in the first, he's with number 5, Piastri, off the Syntho there. The fourth is the 1,400 metre gold ingot, where I'm going to put Molly Knickers on top. Really nice resumption. Gets the inside gate, hoping that's okay, as I said at Caulfield. Carleen Heffel got through the wet okay there, but has travelled beautifully in some trials on the dry. I think you might even be better suited back to dry. Might have plenty of upside, and a few of these may not be up to high city class level, but we're going to live and learn again tomorrow with this one. And you never know if some of these debutantes what might be up the sleeve. The Beaver again, in this one, in fact, he has number 9, Balgowan, on top for the Kent team. The fifth is a benchmark 70, 1,400 metres, and I'm going to play around a couple of horses here, but clear on top, and best result will be Mavada. Great win last time out, just chimed in and ran away off some nice work earlier in the prep. Gets a nice cosy run from gate 4. Form out of that race last time has been franked with Albania. I am doing the job again for us last week, and he's on top. And I'm going to make the danger Vasilia, who's going really well. Only flop was the EIPH a couple back, bounced off that and ran well last time. With Celine Gowdry on at $13 will be the other primary play for me. And for Beaver, he is with number 10, Movada, as well. Really like the back end of this card. If you like the Godolphin Blue team, this is the card for you, because up next you've got the 3-year-old fillies over 1,100 metres, and when they chime in, race away, and win as Kin did last time out at the track, you don't jump off, you just stick solid. It gets the same run, is drawn to do the same thing. I know it perhaps was flattered by track pattern, but it gave them a bath last time. I think it does the same here. I don't think there's much else I need to talk about. Best of the day for both of us, and on top to start the quaddie. We're going to stick with the blue because, as above, as previously, when they chime in, race away and do what they did last start, you don't jump off. And Varvia can do the same here for Blake Shin. Good middling gate, and there shouldn't be any issues getting a nice run here. And again, I couldn't find a lot to beat. Some of these early Spruik horses haven't really lived up to the Spruik, so it's on top. I've now got to come up with some quality numbers soon, so I'll have a think about that as we chat. The 8th is the Bletchingly, 1,200 metres. And Grant has It's Our Time on top in the feature here, Group 3 race for the sprinters. I am going to go again with Godolphin here. I'm going to go with Ingratiating. Just didn't really get into the race. Got held up at a key part there. I think is much better suited second up. Can sit closer off that run from the spell. And still think his best horse, all things being equal, wins this. That's how I'm going to go. God bless Mitch Beer and his team for what they've done with Namath. I'm going to make it main danger. He's probably hoping for a complete downpour around this time. And I thought a long time about Windstorm here. It's coming off, a 2 or 3 year break, but the trial was fine. At its best is a quality animal. So looking forward to seeing it back at the races. The last is a 1,400 metre benchmark 78. And again, I've found the favourite, as has Beaver, in fact, with St. Lawrence, who got up along the fence there and was very brave holding on in I think, a stronger race than this. Sets up well here, a bit of a claim for Carleen, and shouldn't be too far away. I think can win this and perhaps head on to some listed and Group 3 style stuff off the back of this. Runs well again here, St. Lawrence. Main dangers, Netanyahu had that upside down run at Swan Hill. Trial since. Is going to find a place on the pace here, and at $16 will run well for your quadrellas. And anything else to add? Same Passione, really. I think the horse is going much better than the price suggests. That was a good run last time out off the win at Sandown. Also goes into my exotics. At Caulfield, I've got to come up with a quaddie. First leg in the 6th, number 1, Kin. And number 7, Cute As. Second leg, number 2, validated, 6, Varvia. Third leg, 1, Ingratiating, 5, Nemeth, 6, Our Time, 8, Windstorm. And let's come home with 1, St. Lawrence. 4, not 4, leave that out. 9, Cardian Queen, 10, Netanyahu. And 16, Passione. My best is race 6, number 1, Kin, and my value, race 5, number 10, Movada. At Morpheville, a couple of winners for us to quickly on the wrap up. Race 2, number 1. Or is it race 1, number 2? Race 1, number 2, Alhambra Lad over from Melbourne will win that race. And race 8, number 1, a good day for the Pain team. The Guava will win that one as well. Up in Brisbane, 3 from the Beaver. Race 4, number 6, In a Sec. Race 6, number 7, Vodka Martini. And race 9, number 9, Release the Beans. There we go. A whirlwind look through the weekend racing this coming up for us as we head towards spring. It's very much beginning to dawn. Look forward to be back on Wednesday morning to do the midweek preview. Take care, guys, and we'll talk soon.